Hey, people of Earth, people of the planet Earth that dwell on the planet Earth. Oh, excuse me. It is December 8th, 2022. It's it is, it's a little afternoon. It's like 20 afternoon, quarter after 12 o'clock in the noon. And it's really a pretty day here. And it's not your cliche, typical pretty day. There's a ceiling. There's a couple of ceilings, it looks like. Unusual kind of cloud pattern, but there's definitely broken clouds some places it looks like a ceiling at 4,500 feet, and a pretty steady wind out of the west. Uh, I wanted to talk about the Georgia runoff race for senator between Raphael Warnock and Herschel Walker. It was a close race. It's like 51 point something percentage of the votes went to the winner, the Democratic winner, Raphael Warnock, and like 48 point something went to Herschel Walker. And I'm really disappointed in the left and the outcome of this, and the aftermath, and the comments, and the ridicules, and just more divisive stuff. What I was hoping to see was, I don't think it really didn't make a difference, because if the Senate is split 50-50, well, the deciding vote goes to the vice president on anything, Kamala Harris. So one reason there was so much animosity towards Walker, a couple of reasons, because he's teaming up with the party that's anti-abortion. He's had several. I know he paid for at least one abortion, and that's pretty bad. I have to say that's pretty bad. But that being said, is he a bad person? No. As a matter of fact, the more I listened to him, the more I came to like him as a person. Especially in his the little talk he gave after conceding. He said he said everybody that's an American. He encouraged all Americans to participate in the political process and the democratic process. That's great to hear. I don't hear that much from the right, to tell you the truth. And the whole thing with January 6th, I mean, the Republicans have really shot themselves in the foot, and it's a damn shame, because before Donald Trump came along, they carried an important message. Their platform was a really good balance to everything that's going on. I sound like a broken record here, but smaller government and lower taxes, basically. When they talk about regulations, yeah, regulations overlap and need to be streamlined, and it'd be nice to see that. I don't know if they're ever going to take the time to do that, though. Once you get into the Senate, man, you got 6 years on easy street. You really do. I mean, you got a 6-year term where, like you'd be like Ted Cruz, and have a natural disaster hit your state, with a freeze, a freezing storm that knocks out all kinds of power, and he takes himself and his family down is it the Yucatan Peninsula? The vacation resort in Mexico. But he doesn't lose his job for doing that. Why not? Hey, man, I'm a senator. I got all kinds of money. I'll just shoot down to Mexico when it gets cold in Texas. Herschel Walker's not that kind of a person, I don't think. Anyway, in his talk where he conceded, he encouraged all Americans to support the Constitution of the United States. Well, Donald Trump came out a week and a half or so ago saying the Constitution should be broken. All the rules in the Constitution should be broken. Just because he thinks our democratic process is broken, and it's not. Our democratic process is in really good shape and in good condition. Otherwise, why would the conspirators allow these elections to be so close? They wouldn't. They'd make sure there's a clear margin of victory. I'd like to see the Republican Party drop that narrative of the elections being rigged. Trump is the one that started that, and it worked them into a frenzy, and it's really sad and unfortunate. I think the Republicans have really shot themselves in the foot by not condemning January 6th and what happened there. That was just, how could you possibly defend that? Or possibly try to put a good face on it? I don't understand. Oh, here comes actually a performance airplane, I think. Oh no, it's fixed gear. Low wing, fixed gear. Great day for flying. Lots of visibility. There is a ceiling, but that's not restricting. It's really not restrictive at all. It doesn't look like. And a lot of visibility today. It's really cool. So anyway, the commentary that I heard from the left about Herschel Walker and the way they tried to demonize him. This is an opportunity for the Democrats to reach out across the aisle and find out, okay, there's 48% of the vote of Georgians voted for Herschel Walker. Well, reach out to that 48% and say, what is it that you need to see? Hopefully there's a common ground we can come to terms on. I mean, if you're going to go up against religious fanatics, they're the worst. I don't care if you're blue or red, man. There's nothing worse, to me, is my opinion. There's nothing worse than a religious fanatic that they think that they know exactly what God. They know God better than anybody else. Anyway, Herschel Walker, and then they made the big thing about the difference between vampires and werewolves. He was just having fun with that. He was trying to add some brevity to the whole horrible politics. And I'm not going to be getting off on politics on my channel. But I had to say that I was really disappointed. Because Herschel Walker, I mean, how is he a bad person? He's not. He played football. Oh, and here's the other thing. Oh, he's not qualified for the job. Oh, okay. Marjorie Taylor Greene is? I don't think so. There have been a lot of, like, quote-unquote, unqualified people. And I would say Trump wasn't qualified. I could say that. I mean, my God, what he did. He should be in jail, in my opinion, for January 6th. It still may happen, I don't know. It's really disappointing, though, to see the Republican Party get behind him. And I understand the immigration issue, and I get it. I mean, it's like, it's got to be managed. We just can't open the floodgates and let anybody that wants to come in just, pile into this country. I mean, it's not feasible. But we can manage it. And we can, really work the numbers. I mean, Biden, I just can't believe that he hired 80,000, that's 80,000 people, additional IRS agents to go after the American citizens for more of their money. Our government has an unquenchable appetite for our money. You're not going to do anything about it. It's never going to be enough, ever. And it always comes down to raising taxes, and I'm against that too. It would have been interesting to see what kind of senator, Herschel Walker. There was a little comedic blurb or a little anecdotal thing on YouTube that I saw today, where they were making fun of Herschel Walker not knowing how to vote. Okay. He didn't impress me as being, and they're portraying him as being stupid, and that's not a good look, because when you point your finger at somebody, and I have found this out to be true in my life, when I pass judgment on somebody, which is like a natural thing to do, you can't help it sometimes, and then I think about it, and I think that finger could easily turn around and point back at me, easy. And that goes for everybody, okay? There are no, squeaky clean people out there. I mean, American constituents are pretty, there's a lot of hypocrisy there. They want the perfect person. They want the person that, never cheated on his wife. The wife never cheated on her husband, whatever, and believes in the God that they believe. My God. Okay, your God? What the hell are you talking about, your God? Anyway, that person doesn't exist. Everybody's got warts. Everybody. Otherwise, you'd be perfect and you wouldn't be a human being. Anyway, to Herschel Walker, I say, Yeah, you know, it took some guts to do what he did. Go out there and, you know, put yourself in the aim of all that ridicule and all that animosity, and then all the aftermath. Like, okay, like he was just a dummy, and he really, you know, wasn't qualified. Hey, 48% of Georgians voted for him. That's only a couple of percentage points, and it was a close race too, right up until the end. I think the margin of victory was 10 or 20,000 votes, something like that. I mean, that's not much. It's really not much. Um, I wish that the left would have shown an olive branch there, you know, and say, hey, you other 48%, put your cards on the table. Let's sim, and we'll put our cards on the table, and maybe we'll find some common ground. I know I'm pissing in the wind. That's from a Jim Croce song, I think. Right? You don't piss into the wind. Something like that. Don't mess around with it, Jim. And it's just disappointing. I'm constantly disappointed by the politics in our country anymore. And it just seems like there's this divide that's just getting bigger and bigger and bigger. And, you know, I think about Ronald Reagan a lot because once he was elected, I really ended up liking the guy. And when he was shot and his press secretary was murdered by that guy, who in my opinion should have endured capital punishment, why he's still walking around free, I don't know. Like Sirhan. They want to let Sirhan. Okay, he's a murderer. It was premeditated murder. He was supposed to be executed. You want to let him out? Come on, man. Anyway, I think the left should reach out to Herschel Walker and say, listen, you know, maybe you could talk to your constituents and we could, you know, start doing some town hall meetings, and we're going to find out. And you come with it. We'll go with you. The Republicans and the Democrats will go out together. Imagine. The Republicans and Democrats go out together. Yeah. Okay, they're all Americans. Anyway, I hope you guys are having a good day. Santa Claus is coming, so try to be nice. Peace, y'all.